What's good, everybody? This is your guy, Manny, and this is the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. Welcome to the Talking Sports with Manny podcast. We got a lot to talk about. LeBron James is now the leader. He sits at the top of the mountain when it comes to points being scored. Shout out to LeBron. We're going to talk a little bit about the NBA trade deadline, a couple of trades that I've seen, a couple of rumors that are happening right now. So this will be a more so an NBA pod, but we're going to sprinkle in some NFL and fantasy if need be. But yeah, man, it's great right now in the sports world because you got NBA trade deadline tomorrow, right? You got Super Bowl is coming up, right? You have the NBA playoffs. Things are ramping up. So I'm going to go ahead and run my intro. We're going to go ahead and get this show on and popping. All right, man, let's get it. I am excited for this episode. So yeah, let's get it. So guys, man, LeBron James sits at the top of the mountaintop right now as the leader in points right now. And it's a beautiful thing because LeBron James is able to do this as a Laker. You guys know that I'm a big Laker fan, so I'm excited about that. And we definitely got Larry's in the building, and I'm glad that you're out on the stream because this is for you. This is going to be the Laker type of stream. We're going to talk Lakers today during this entire stream. But yeah, man, D'Lo, Vanderbilt, Malik for Russ, and a first round pick is a big win for us. Yeah, I saw that. I'm gonna go ahead and get to that. But I saw it, and that makes a lot of sense. Like, because for one, not only are you going to be getting top talent like D'Lo, you know what D'Lo brings to the table. D'Angelo Russell is a shooting point guard, right? That can create and make plays. And this would be great because I think D'Angelo is also on a contract to where, he's expendable. He's expendable after this year. So if the Lakers want to go ahead and get Kyrie next offseason, they definitely can do that. So it gives you the flexibility to go ahead and dish out of Westbrook. You also get a guy in Vanderbilt, a 6'8", small forward / power forward, a guy that brings a lot to the table when it comes to defending. So now you finally get that wing defender that you've not been able to grab, right? Then you get a Malik Beasley, a guy who has scored close to 20 points in the game. So great stuff. Hey, what up, bro? Do you mean for the music to be that loud? Oh, I didn't even know that it was loud. And I'm so glad that you were able to come on and let me know. Let me go ahead and lessen that. My end is not loud. But, how is it now? I hope the music is better now. I appreciate you, bro. Darius Grant says, congratulations to LeBron. That's a feature that will never be broken. I don't see Luka playing 20 years at all and not in the shape that he is now. This is going to be a record that's going to be tough to break because LeBron had longevity. We all talk about Michael Jordan being a GOAT and being this and being that. That's cool. That's good. Couldn't really hear you. Oh, appreciate it, bro. I'm working through some things with music and intros and stuff like that and background music. So appreciate you giving me some feedback. Let's see. D'Angelo Russell and expiring a contract. Malik Beasley has a team option for next season. Vanderbilt is making $4.6 million next season. Lakers are going after someone in the offseason, and they have amazing cap space. Yeah, so like you said, D'Angelo having that expiring contract, if the Lakers are unable to bring in somebody, I don't mind bringing back D'Angelo Russell for a one-year deal. Malik Beasley, team option, even if you bring him back, it's not going to hurt your cap, right? They're going after somebody next season. I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm glad that Russell Westbrook is gone. Vanderbilt, that's just the icing on the cake. I think guys like Vanderbilt and Rui Hachimura, these are the pieces that you need to win a championship. Young, talented pieces that can play some team ball. So now you have Vanderbilt, Austin Reeves, guy like Lonnie Walker on the squad, even if it's just for this year. You need young pieces. The team got younger. If this deal does go through, it's a win-win-win. Trading Russell for D'Angelo straight up is a win because D'Angelo gives you that piece. He gives you that shooting touch that you need out of that point guard position. But then now you're adding a Malik Beasley on top of it, and now you're adding a Vanderbilt. That's crazy. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up a Malik Beasley game log. This is to kind of show you guys how – I know you guys know, but for those that are going to be coming on, watching the show as a replay, they have to kind of like look at it and see in the total scope of things how good these guys really are. It says, I heard Russ and Ham had a heated argument during the halftime. They could have. I heard that Russell Westbrook was subbed out and he was lingering. He was taking his time to kind of get out of that a game. So that could be it too. That definitely could be it too. So it's crazy. Let me see. Let me pull up Malik Beasley's stats real quick. Like Malik Beasley, I liked him when he played in Denver, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was Denver. Pull up his stats over the course of his career first. Yeah, it was the Nuggets. Yeah, I remember him. He was a really good player. He's still a really good player. So you add him to this group, it goes well. So Malik Beasley, a little background, he's 26 years old. He's young from ATL. He's 6'4", shooting guard. He was a first-round pick in 2016, 19th overall to the Denver Nuggets. That first rookie year, he didn't do much 3 points. Second year, 3 points. Year 3, that was a year that I said, you know what? This guy might be on to something. He had 11.3 points a game, but even then, you can see flashes. He had a stretch of games that he was actually scoring some major points, and he didn't start every game, but in the games that he did start, he was very effective. And even in that year, he shot 40% from the three-point line. So Malik Beasley's a really good player, and I was thinking he would get traded that year. He didn't get traded that year. The very next year, he took a down. He just didn't get much minutes with the Nuggets. Then they moved him in a trade, and when he got to the Timberwolves, man, in 14 games, he averaged 20.7 points a game. And it's like, wow, this kid could play. 42.6% in 2019 in that second half of the season with the Nuggets. It was like a audition, right? The very next year, 2020, in 37 games, he averaged 19.6 points a game and shot 39.9% from three. Then the last couple years, he has averaged 12 points and 13 points, and that's just lack of minutes. His minutes have gone from 33 and 32 minutes respectively to 25 to 26 minutes. So you telling me if this guy's on the Lakers starting, getting 30 minutes, he has a chance to get 19, 20 points a game? I'll take that all day long. His three-pointers has gotten a little worse over the years, but it's still not bad. 35.9% is better than a lot of these Laker guys on the squad right now. So I love what Malik Beasley is doing and who he is as a player. He's an underrated defender. Here's his last few games, anywhere from 9 to 10, 19 points, 14 points. And these are just points coming off the bench. You can see that he's shooting the three ball, decently. You see every game he shoots about 3 threes a game. So that's the kind of guy you need, a guy who can come out, shoot 10, make 4. That's 40%. That's all you're looking for. For the Lakers, it's a 40% shooter. Out here, he shot 5, he made 11. He shot 11, made 5. So these are the kind of players the Lakers are looking for. Let's go ahead and look up the next player real quick. That's going to be Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is a player that I liked. He was from Kentucky. I'll give you more background on this guy shortly. So the Darius says center AD, power forward, LeBron, Vanderbilt at the small forward, Malik at the shooting guard, and D'Lo at point guard. Hey, I could definitely see that happening, but to be honest, I think they go Hachimura, and then they bring in Vanderbilt off the bench. Vanderbilt will play a lot in situations where you need more defense than scoring. Hachimura can score. Vanderbilt can defend. But I can definitely see Vanderbilt starting because you need that wing defender. So I can see Vanderbilt playing that small forward, guarding the best wing defenders on several teams every single night. Malik Beasley may or may not start. It just all depends on who they view Patrick Beverley as a piece that you put in there to play some defense. But Patrick Beverley's defense has not been good all year. So I'm okay with Malik Beasley being there. You put D'Lo with Beasley and LeBron playing the point, essentially. He's going to find the shooters. You're going to have more space for AD to kind of operate. Vanderbilt, we're going to dig and dive into his shooting. Is Vanderbilt a legit shooter? That's what it all boils down to. If he's a legit shooter, then guess what? He'll be on the floor a lot more. If he's not that great of a shooter, then you're going to see more of Hachimura than you would see a Vanderbilt. Now, I pulled up the stats. We're going to go ahead and dive in. Let's go ahead and share screen. Vanderbilt stats. All right, so little backstory on Vanderbilt, if I can even get something on him. All right, he's 6'8", 214 pounds, from Houston, Texas. Went to the University of Kentucky. I don't see where he was drafted. Maybe he was an undrafted guy. I think he was drafted in the second round of 2018 to the Nuggets, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was second round, maybe like pick 41 or something. I'll look that up later. But anyways, got drafted by the Nuggets, played 17 games, didn't really do much. You can literally look at it and see he's not a scorer. 1.4 points, 1 point second year, third year. So 3 years, he was just like developing. For 2 years, he was just developing, not really playing. Was traded from the Nuggets to Timberwolves, and he's been there ever since. In 2020, 5 points, 5 rebounds, that kind of player, kind of like defends and rebounds pretty much. 2021, he started to get more minutes, started to get a little bit more comfortable. He was more of a 6.9 points a game and 8.4 rebounds kind of guy. This year, currently, even last year and this year, I've seen him get plenty double-doubles. I've seen him get some high rebound games. He's more of like an 8-point guy, and like 8 points, 8 rebounds is what you're going to get out of this guy. You get a steal, you might get a few blocks here and there occasionally. He runs the floor well. He can catch the alley-oop. He can defend. Like I said, he's a wing defender. But the three ball has been the best of his career. He's shooting the three ball at 33.3% a game. I mean, if you can do that, just imagine lineups where you have Vanderbilt and you have a Wenyen Gabriel. That's a lot of energy. Thomas Bryant. So Lakers have a lot of these young energy type guys, and this guy plugs right into who he is and what he does. So, let me see comments. Okay, we're good on comments. Yeah, like I said, Vanderbilt is a pretty good, pretty good pick. Solid. Now we're gonna dive into the last player that we're gonna get in this deal. If you're a Lakers fan, I'm saying we, like everybody who's listening is gonna, support us or not. But we're gonna dive into D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell, he's underrated. I never felt that he was a star. Never felt that he was, a guy who would come in and I don't know. D'Angelo Russell, if he's good, he's a really good player, but he's not a superstar. He's just a solid guy. So Darius says, do you see Lonnie and Malik taking Bev's minutes? Absolutely. If Beverly is still on the team, Beverly will come in for special situations, which will most likely be, you need defense. Maybe you need somebody to guard a point guard, and then maybe Schroeder. And then you also got Dennis Schroeder as well. So what do you do with the Dennis Schroeder minutes? What do you do with the Patrick Beverly minutes? It's a logjam at guard, and I can definitely see the Lakers moving either Schroeder or Patrick Beverly for something during the stretch. You could see Beverly getting traded to a team and potentially bring him back 2 or 3 second-round picks. So that's a potential there. Let me have my Twitter up just in case a trade pops off and I'm doing the stream right now. I do not have my notifications up. So let me just get my page on Sham's page, and if Shams drops something, I'll be able to kind of get it live time. All right, so back to what I was saying. So with Lonnie and Malik both guys become expendable, especially if, Lonnie becomes expendable, Beverly becomes expendable if you bring in Malik. If you bring in Malik, maybe the team doesn't see a lot out of Lonnie. Lonnie's a good scorer. But if you have Malik, what's the point of having Lonnie? It's just all about minutes. You still have Austin Reeves, who can score, but also has better defense. So a lot could happen here. Dennis Schroeder, he's been nice this year as a veteran pickup, vet minimum pickup, and he's played well. Beverly's a piece that you trade away because he's getting like $10 million a year. So with that being said, Hawk, appreciate you hopping on the stream. Hawk says LeBron is the GOAT. Absolutely. It says AKA King James, and he did his thing yesterday. I give him credit. There it says, would D'Lo and Bron be more similar to Bron and Kyrie or Bron and Wade? I would say neither to both. For one, Bron can take a step back and let Kyrie do some of the scoring. Kyrie can create, and Kyrie can score, but Kyrie is more of a two guard than he is a point guard, right? D'Lo, he can score, but D'Lo can also create. I think that D'Lo is a better creator than Kyrie. The numbers say it, and the tape says it. You might not agree with me, but I think that D'Lo is more of a natural point guard than Kyrie. Kyrie is an assassin. He has that scoring mentality. Kyrie's a guy, if LeBron gets tired, he can kind of pass the torch over to Kyrie, and Kyrie can take over and score at a high clip. D'Lo does his thing just a little bit different. So those are two different players. With Wade, he's more of a slasher. Even though he's a scorer, he's a slasher. He's not known to be a shooter. But D'Lo is a good shooter. Kyrie is a really, really good shooter, scorer, more of a scorer than a shooter. But Kyrie has those moments to where he can go off. So I think that D'Lo and LeBron will be a different dynamic. But I think that D'Lo can play off of LeBron. Like if LeBron drives and dishes it to D'Lo, D'Lo can make it. If LeBron drives and dishes it to Kyrie, Kyrie can make the shot. LeBron drives and gives it to Wade, Wade will slash and try to dunk the ball. So that's the kind of difference between all three. I think it'll be a different style of a combo between Bron and D'Lo, especially at this age. You will see some pick and rolls between D'Lo and Bron, but the beauty of it is that Bron and D'Lo are more different than anything. So that's that. Let me refresh again. I have to keep seeing what's going on Twitter because I think some trades are going to go down today up until that trade deadline tomorrow. So I'm excited for it. Moving on. Back to D'Lo. He's 6'4", from Louisville, Kentucky. He's 26 years old. The second pick of the draft in 2015 by the Lakers. Lakers traded him to the Nets as they unloaded Timothy Mozgov's contract. And then they also got a first-round pick out of it, which ended up turning into a Kyle Kuzma. So I think that trade worked out well for both teams. D'Lo went on to become an all-star with the Nets before being traded to Golden State, before then being traded to Minnesota. Now he has a chance to then now come back to the Lakers, and I think if he comes back to the Lakers, it'll be great for him. I mean, I think he would thrive in LA. He loves the big lights. For some reason, things were just not working out in Minnesota. So first year with the Lakers, he averaged 13. Next year with the Lakers, 15.6 points a game. And literally, he was traded in his third year to the Nets. He went there, averaged 15.5 points a game. Then in year 4 was the breakout year. His 3-ball was the career high at that point at 36.9. He shot the ball a little better overall, 43%. He's a volume shooter, so his percentage won't be that great. But like I told you guys, D'Lo's more of a creator than Kyrie. He averaged 7 points a game that year, made the All-Star team. Then he gets traded to the Warriors. You're thinking, hey, the Warriors with this guy and that guy is going to be amazing. And then what ended up happening, I think it was a signing trade. It was a signing trade with the Warriors. He was only there for 33 games, but he averaged 23.6 points a game. He shot 37% from 3. That means another career high from 3. 6.2 points per game. But we just didn't even how can D'Lo work with a guy like Curry? So that didn't work out. Next thing you know, he gets traded to the Timberwolves, and that's where he's been. He's been thriving there. When he got there that second half of the year, 21.7 points a game. Next year, 19. Next year, 18.1. Next year, 17.9. So his scoring has declined each year, but I think it's more so Minnesota getting better and better each year. But one thing that I can say is that his field goal percentage this year has been great. He shot 46.5% a game, which has been a career high. He's shooting 39.1% from three, which is a career high. So his shooting numbers are up. And this is another thing that you're going to need from him being on the Lakers, is that shooting. So if he can shoot 39% from three the rest of the way, that would be great. But I also think that he'll get more open looks playing with a player like LeBron James. So it just bodes well for him. And then even playing with a guy like Schroeder, they're going to look for him. He's going to be a scorer. He's going to be a guy that can average, 17 to 20 points a game. And that's going to go really well with what LeBron and AD literally do well. So I'm excited for that. 1.1 steal a game. And then, he tries on defense. He tries on defense. Darius says, I actually think LeBron and D'Lo pair together way better than Luka and Kyrie. I don't know because with Luka and Kyrie, these are two guys that are okay. I see your argument. LeBron and D'Lo are a better pair, or they pair well together. Yes, I think that LeBron and D'Lo can play off of each other. Yes, I'll give you that. But if I'm picking a combo, I'm taking Luka and Kyrie, and this is why. The way that they want to play is Dallas plays iso ball, right? So Luka gets the ball, he dribble, get to a spot, he scores, right? Kind of reminds you of that James Harden Houston year, right? When he had the ball in his hands a lot and then, high percentage, high turnovers. All of that come with a guy that has a high usage rate, right? So you got Luka, one-on-one, when he gets stuck or he's looking around, boom, he passes, right? That's what Luka does best, right? He's going to find people, he's going to alley-oop. Similar to how LeBron plays, but LeBron is he's a more willing passer than Luka, to me. Luka was a better shooter than LeBron at this stage of their careers, right? I mean, Luka's doing amazing things. With Luka and Kyrie, because of Kyrie's ability to shoot and because of Kyrie playing with a guy like Luka and LeBron James, I think that Luka and Kyrie will work out. I think that Kyrie being there in Dallas puts Dallas as a top team in the West. The West isn't that good. One thing I can say is that Kyrie is an assassin, right? It was supposed to work between Kyrie and KD. The reason why that didn't work was more so people not being available. Kyrie with his whole off the field issue with the COVID shot and things that he said. I don't want to say it on Twitter. I don't want to say it on YouTube Live. Then, I think it's going to work out. The problem for Dallas is they need a wing defender. I've been hearing Matisse Thybulle is available and Dallas is very interested. But what can Dallas actually send to make this work? Right? So a lot of different things going on, a lot of different situations. I'm here for it all. I think it's going to be great down the stretch. I want to see which teams make the little tweaks to kind of help their team. If the Lakers get this deal done, that's literally everything that they're looking for being done. So, like I said, guys, it's gonna be fun. It's getting to that time to where deals start to happen. I've heard a deal about who was it? Okay, sorry guys, this is just come in. It's the Shams and Russell Westbrook. There's definitely a deal here that has a level of momentum. So it seems like this could be happening anytime soon. I'm also seeing that full 3-team deal. Lakers get Russell, Beasley, Vanderbilt. Wolves get Conley. Jazz get Westbrook in draft compensation. Lakers really giving up 2 firsts for this. So it's being reported that they're going to be sending out 1 first in a few seconds, not 2 firsts. So if they can get this deal done with just giving out 1 first, I think the Lakers win this deal in big time. So I keep going back and forth. Hawk says D'Lo is E. Says D'Angelo Russell, in my opinion, is a left-handed D Wade, and he's a better shooter and passer. Okay. I don't see any D Wade in this game, but I hear you. Dallas has no depth. Of course, Dallas has no depth, but that's what I'm saying. They need to trade for guys like a Matisse Thybulle, who might only cost you a 2nd-round pick. There's lots of different pieces out there that are not going to be expensive, and if you're able to kind of maneuver, you can get some pretty solid guys the rest of the way. We see there's Grant says, I think Nuggets beat Mavs in a 7-game series. I don't know. Everybody is liking the Nuggets right now because currently they're first place in the West. But I think the West is interchangeable. I think there's no difference to me between the Nuggets and the Warriors. There's no difference to me between the Nuggets and even Phoenix, regardless of where they are. The Clippers are in there. It can be any team out of that Western Conference coming out. I don't trust any of those teams. If the Lakers make this deal, this puts the Lakers as a top 6 team in the West. Why? They get defense and they get shooting. And that's been the 2 biggest Achilles heel this year. That's been defense and shooting. You look at last night. Let's talk about last night for a little bit. When you look at last night, you had AD mad. He's pissed off. There's a reason why AD was mad. And people are speculating. It could have been Russell Westbrook making him mad. It could have been Dennis Schroeder. It could have been the coach. But when LeBron made that shot, that fadeaway, gets that record, AD was sitting down. Now, AD and LeBron are like this. They're brothers. You know what I'm saying? So something was off. And then you see LeBron on the sidelines telling him, hey, I love you, man. I just want to tell you that I love you. Is it that I love you because you've been with me, through this stretch as a Laker? Or is it that, hey, I love you because you helped me win a championship, or I love you as a little brother? So, or it can be like, hey, no matter what's going on, I got you, that kind of thing. So we don't know why LeBron is saying that he loves him. So with all that being said, man, it's gonna be interesting, man. To be honest, it's gonna be interesting, like the rest of the way. Let me see. We got a few more things coming up. Yeah, these notifications keep on going off. You're gonna see a lot of rumors. You're gonna see a lot of speculations. You're gonna see a lot of different things. You're gonna see people lying. There's gonna be plenty of lies going on up until now, until this trade deadline tomorrow at 3 p.m. So I'm here for it all. My phone will be on tonight. I'll be checking out Shams. I'll be checking out Woj. The Darius Grant says, Manny, who do you think won the Sabonis-Halliburton trade? They both are hooping. All right, here's how I assess it. Halliburton is a piece that you don't trade because he's going to be a transcendent talent. He's going to be a special talent. Halliburton has a chance to be as good, if not better, than SGA. When the Clippers traded SGA to OKC to go ahead and bring in Paul George, it was kind of like, oh, he's a toss-in. SGA is as legit as it gets, and it's hard to get these superstar-type point guards or superstar-type shooting guards, or whatever SGA is. So I think in the long run, give me Halliburton. In the short term, you can say Sabonis, because right now, if you look at the NBA landscape, I'm going to pull up the standings real quick. The Kings are balling, and it could be because the West is so bad. I don't trust the Kings at all. But I got to give them credit. If you're winning, you're winning games. I have to give you credit. So right now, as we speak, in the Western Conference, the Kings are number 3. I keep looking and waiting for the Kings to fall out of this top 5, this top 6. They keep hanging around, and there's a reason why they're hanging around. They're a good team. They're a well-coached team. Mike Brown is doing a heck of a job out there getting this team to win. I mean, they've been, struggling the last 10 games, winning 5 out of 10, but overall, the Kings have been consistent all year, and they've gotten up to this rank, and they've kind of stayed at this rank. I mean, only 23 losses. When you have guys like Clippers, Suns, Golden State, Mavericks, all with 26 losses already. The Pelicans were up there for a long time. They started getting a few injuries here and there. I think when Zion got hurt, it was kind of pretty much it. CJ McCullough kind of just stopped. Let me share my screen so you guys can see what I see. Share screen. All right. Ladarius says, would you take SGA over Trey and Fox? I will take SGA over Fox. I won't take SGA over Trey, only because I know what Trey is capable of. Trey is special. So is SGA. But Fox is not special to me. I think that Fox is just a regular guy. Fox is a good player, but he's not a player to me that can lead. There's nothing for me to get excited about Fox for. Fox is consistent, but he just doesn't give me that like whatever it takes to win. I don't get those vibes out of him. So I really don't know how to answer that. But give me SGA, give me Trey, and I'm good on Fox. So you guys see my screen. So we have the standings up, and we have the Denver Nuggets, who have been solid. They've been solid all through, right? You have the Nuggets, you have the Grizzlies at 33 and 21. You have the Kings, you have the Clippers, right? You have the Suns, you have the Mavericks, the Warriors. But the crazy thing is, as bad as the Lakers have been, they have a 25 and 30 record, right? They just got beat by the Thunder. They needed that win, and now they're kind of pushed back. So this trade is going to help them. From 1 through 13, it's going to be a dogfight. The only teams that are literally out of the playoffs right now are the Spurs and the Nuggets. Those are the only two teams that are out right now. If the Lakers start to string together some wins, maybe try to get to 500 by the end of this month, or get over 500, then they have a good shot. It's just that it's still a lot of ball to be played, but at the same time, you run out of time. There's no way you should have lost that game. It was all about LeBron. LeBron was force-fed. Maybe that could have been the reason why Anthony Davis was kind of mad. I don't know. I just don't know what to tell you. The Jazz were a good team. They had a good record to start the year. I told people the Jazz are going to fall. OKC's trying. Trailblazers, they're pretty much done. Timberwolves, I was never in on the Timberwolves. They're done, and you even see them moving some players right now. Regardless of who goes to the Timberwolves, they're going to just kind of shed some talent, shed some cap. You go and trade 4 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert, and it has brought you no fruit, no dividends whatsoever, right? You have the Warriors. Once they get healthy and they get going, they're going to be a team that's going to be top 4, top 3. Make no mistakes about it. You got the Mavericks with the Kyrie trade. I like them. You have the Suns. I like them. Clippers. The Kings are the team that I just don't know what you're going to get out of the Kings. Can you trust the Kings? That's what the question is. Darius Grant says Grizzlies have been on a slump because Ja want to be a street dude instead of a point guard. The Grizzlies are interesting. I think the Grizzlies are legit. I think the Grizzlies are better than the Nuggets. When you say the Grizzlies have been in the slump, you were not joking. In the last 10 games, they've only won 2. So you're right. They've definitely been slumping. 2 out of the last 10 games, that is terrible. Only 2 wins in 10 games? That's terrible. So even with that being said, the Grizzlies are still number 2 in the West. That just goes to show you how trash the West is. That these guys can go 2-8 in the last 10 games, and they're still number 2 in the West. That is just wild. That's crazy to me. So go ahead and check out the Eastern Conference, which is the better conference, the more competitive conference, the better conference for the first time in a long time. Celtics have been good all year. They're 38 and 16. Bucks are 37 and 17. I think the Bucks or the Sixers end up passing the Celtics. It's just a gut feeling. The Celtics are the best team in the East, potentially, but don't sleep on the Bucks as long as you have Giannis. And I see them making trades, right? The Sixers, they might make a trade and improve. Sixers are loaded. They just need just a few more pieces, maybe 2 more pieces, and they're good. The Bucks are good as is. The Celtics are good as is. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they're that wild card team. They're that team that can beat somebody, but then they can lose to anybody as well. With Donovan Mitchell being there, he's leading his team. He's been great this season. So I can see them making some noise. The Nets are a team that could beat all these 4 teams that are above them, but at the same time, it's like, what are you doing with KD? What's going on with the front office? Is KD going to be back? Are they going to deal him? Or if KD's not part of the plans, why not move him now? So much to talk about. The Miami Heat, they might make a move that kind of propels them up. The Knicks, they're at 7. Hawks are at 8. These are the 8 best teams. I don't see any other team sneaking into the playoffs. You got the Bulls, who are going to pretty much trade everybody by tomorrow. I see them moving at least 2 to 3 pieces tomorrow. The Raptors, they're going to be moving a lot of their pieces. The Wizards don't know if they want to compete or if they want to be losers. Like, either way, you're already losing. What's the point of making it to 9 or 10 and make that play-in game? I mean, you play to win the game, but I mean, you are who you are. So Kyle Kuzma might get moved. Lots of different pieces could possibly get moved. Don't really know what happens there. Ladarius Grant says, do you actually trust Boston to beat Giannis in a 7-game series? I do not. I think the Bucks are legit, man. Like they have nobody to guard Giannis, none whatsoever. Jaylen Brown can't do it. Jason Tatum can't do it. So okay, now you want to go big, right? You want to bring in Al Horford. He's going to destroy Al Horford. Who else do they have? Robert Williams. It's going to be even worse. So the Celtics are tough as a team, but I don't think they match up well with Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. Because the Bulls, the biggest disappointment in the East. The Bulls are pretty bad, but then it's like there's so many other teams. Like you got the Raptors, who was, they were okay last year. You got the Wizards, who, with all that talent, look at where they are. You got the Magic, year after year of drafting, you continue to be bottom 3 every single year. So something has to give with that franchise. The Hornets, same kind of thing. Pistons. These 3 guys kind of hang out together. They hang out together. These guys hoop together. They eat lunch together, dinner together. This is just who they are. They're just bottom feeders, and they just continue to get top tier picks. So Victor Wembanyama can either go to the Pistons, the Hornets, the Magic this year potentially, or they can go to a team like the Rockets, the Spurs. I would say the Lakers, but the Lakers don't own their pick. So, guys, this has been the Talking Sports with Manny podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was more so NBA, if anything. Like I said before, shout out to LeBron of being the all-time NBA leading scorer in history. That means regular season and playoffs. Please be sure to subscribe to the podcast on like the Google, on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. You can definitely click and lock in. Appreciate all the support that you guys give me daily. Appreciate you guys, and I'm gonna catch you guys on that next episode. I'm out. Peace.